At the T-minus 3-minute mark, tape recorders on board the spacecraft were turned on. These recorders record both voice and data. We have ignition sequence start. The engine's now building up to 7.7 million pounds of thrust. We have a launch commit and we have a liftoff. Moving back. The Saturn V lifting off with power.
Good evening, this is Rocket Shop, Big Heavy World's local Vermont music radio hour, every Wednesday 8 to 9 p.m. on 105.9 FM, The Radiator, WOMMLP, Burlington. Local musicians come chat with us and share their music on the radio. I'm your partial host tonight, Molly Allen, and tonight we have the pleasure of welcoming Cynthia or Thea Wren and her group. Hello.
Hello.
How are
We're
all
happy
y'all?
to be here. Thank you for having us.
Why don't you go around and introduce yourselves and say something about your music or your music as a group?
I'll start. I've been playing my own songs for, 25 years now, and it's only been in the last 5 or 6 that I've had the courage to bring them forward, and luckily I've found these amazing musicians to play with in the Burlington, Vermont music community. And been known primarily as a jazz singer for a long time, although my writing has spanned a lot of different genres. The record we just released, In Between, has more of a pop-infused soul, neo-soul vibe to it, and so I'm super excited. It's definitely the first compilation of music I've ever released in period, but also in this new vibe. So.
Right.
On my left here is Peter Cragg, and I'll let him talk about his background, but just to say we've played together for about 10 years. He does the arranging for me and chart writing. So it's been great to build a relationship and, have that sort of interstellar communication happening without talking a lot of times.
I'm Peter. I play the piano, and I feel very fortunate to be local and get to play with musicians. And I have to say that every musician I play with is a good friend, so that's always really nice.
Yeah.
So very happy to be here.
Bonus of Burlington.
Very well put.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm Jeremy Mendocino, in fact. The one, the only. I play bass sometimes with Thea, play guitar in a bunch of other projects around town, and I record people. Recordist of sorts.
Jeremy had a huge part in the record, as I would have now calling him after it's all done, the co-producer, because he's a mastermind when it comes to audio recording, I would say equipment, as well as like what you can get out of it. And
Juice in those tubes.
I hadn't met Jeremy before the project started. Ezra behind him, who will speak in a minute, said, "You really should try Jeremy Mendocino." He had to tell me a couple times.
Some new designer drug.
Really? And as soon as my first conversation with you on the phone, I was like, yeah, this is my guy, because he's really very, what's the word?
Fastidious.
Fastidious. That's a fantastic description of Jeremy. Wow. He knows his stuff, and he's on time with what he talks about, and that's huge when you're doing a recording. So
Lickety split.
Yeah. A lot of the cool sounds and stuff on the record are because Jeremy was like, "Hey, let's try this," and you were spot on.
Love me some co-production credits.
Okay, and then behind Jeremy is Ezra Oakland.
Hi.
He produced the record, and go ahead.
Yeah.
Speak.
I'm Ezra. I play the drums. I also helped produce this record for Thea. She came to me in the early stages and was like, "Hey, I want to record an album." And I said, "I have a bunch of production ideas for you because these songs are awesome, but let's deconstruct them and make them into more of what you want." And we got together a few times. We worked out arrangements. We felt good about them.
De-jazzified.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yes, these songs were very jazzy, and they're still jazzy, but in like a cool rock and roll way. They're jazzy in a very rock and roll way. That's, I don't know.
I like to say that Ezra's like a walking music encyclopedia. Before we met and started talking about recording things and got in the studio, I had no idea, like everything that a producer does for a recording. And a big part of that is to reference ideas, reference different licks, different recordings, different producers, and patterns, and all kinds of stuff. And wow, I learned so much. I have learned so much from this guy.
I can say that we referenced everything from Alice Coltrane to Jennifer Lopez on this album. Yeah.
That is quite the change.
Yeah, but you know, whatever the song needs, you know, it's so.
Sweet. Well, I would love it if you played us your first song of the night.
Sounds good. Yeah, so we're going to play Right On By. And this song I wrote as a response to the Me Too movement.
Sweet.
I can't hide in the stars tonight. You can't lie in my bed. Take me down to the dark side of the sky, and you will fly right on by. Shrouded at best, political, poetic unrest, shredding my heart all over my breast. Well, I never thought you would see me, and you never schemed about my heart. The wind has blown cold on the chimes of your soul, and the rain has dampened them now. Shrouded at best, political, poetic unrest, shredding my heart all over my breast. A painting in blue, an unknown beguiling you. Who would have thought that was you? A bittersweet dew was left in my mouth by you. my breast. A painting in blue, an unknown beguiling hue. Who would have thought that was you?
That was Right On by Thea Wren.
Thank you.
So this song is on your debut album, In Between. And I had a question for you about writing this album. What was it like to make the switch from jazz music to writing an album that's kind of a different genre entirely?
I was so ready for it.
Uh-huh.
So it was a blast. You know, it's
Right.
kind of like the stage performance has shifted too from, you know, occasionally I've played piano. I'm going to play a little guitar next, but I really like to move around the stage. I have a background in dance. So I was getting really tired of how I was performing as a jazz vocalist, and I think, which was sort of like stationary behind a mic, and I have much more to express, and it comes through like the whole presence of it, and so
Right, of
the music is just like, was meant to be more
Yeah.
than, you know, what it had been.
And for you, you know, that song you said was about the Me Too movement. When you were writing that song and putting that together, what was that like? What were like some things? It's a hard topic, and
Yeah, I mean, as a lot of women, and not only women anymore, know, that those kinds of scenarios are way too happen way too often. And to me, you know, it goes back decades of stories that I could tell. So when I started to write this song, my songs usually come really fast to me. The beginning of this song came, and then I don't know, I think I was having a really hard time saying what I needed to say. So it really became more of like a poetry in motion thing for me. And it's the words in this song are drawn from like actually a lot of kind of walking meditation in the woods, trying to figure out what is it that I want to say? How can I say this in a way that, not that I'm afraid to say what I want to say. It evolved in such a way that it became more poetic, I think, than straightforward.
And for you, you brought this song, of course, into your album and producing it and working with all these people. How did they have a factor in on your music, especially the song and the other songs on the album? And like, how did the process go for you guys as a team?
Right. I think that I had written all the songs already,
Right.
and Ezra and I got together and started to deconstruct things and talk about what it was that I was looking for. And I wanted to have more groove in my song. I wanted to shift out a jazz undertone. And so really, like, we would just get down in his basement on his little keyboard down there. Do you have like a whirly or something? I forget.
Yeah, something.
And his drum set, and I just pound out the chords, and he'd start doing some different beats, and it just morphed together, you know. And so then that just took us off into like one song after the next, and then we went in the studio and started talking about Dave DeCristo laid the rough tracks for us, and we just started referencing albums, playing music in the studio. I had people in mind that I really wanted to sort of not mimic, but bring up, and Laura Mvula was one of those. She's a UK-based singer-songwriter, and she does her productions are very multi-layered, and a lot of vocals, harmonies, and things that I didn't know what they were. So I'd be like, what is going on right here? I like that. And then Jeremy would be like, well, that's, I don't know.
Some effect.
Some effects. And he'd go like this, and he'd just, start playing around, and I'd be jumping up and down. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah. So for you, what are some influences? Like what?
Definitely her.
Yeah.
And I would say Erykah Badu, especially just because she bridges the gap that I'm starting to bridge quite frequently.
Yes.
And then Malibu. The album Malibu by
Courtney Love.
No.
Just kidding.
first guy, what's his name? The album Malibu. Somebody out there is telling me who it is. Yeah, Malibu. No,
Wait, what do you mean?
that album. The album.
Do I know this?
Yes,
Anyway.
totally. Anyway, you guys are filling in the blank out there in Cyberland.
Who's the artist?
That's I can't remember it right now.
It's not Neil Young.
No.
This is how conversations.
All right.
Anderson
anyway, that guy.
But we gotta get to the bottom of it.
We'll get to it. Anderson .Paak.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they brought that album up to me. I hadn't heard it before, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love this so much!" So
Right.
we started, kind of just digesting some of that and bringing some elements of these different productions to this record.
For you, what is the process of writing one of these songs? I mean, lyrics are a hard thing for most singers to come up with. So what is your process? Why is your process different?
I don't know if it's different. I talk to a lot of people that songwrite, and we all do have kind of a similar, I feel like, approach. Mine is I write the music first, and almost instantly I'll have a melody come in, and with the melody comes a few words. I don't know what they're talking about, and I've just trained myself to go with that. I think there's something inside that wants to be said, and so I follow that thread. And in this last song that I wrote, it took me a long time.
Yeah.
It wasn't evolving. It probably took me a year to write the lyrics to that song. I kept coming back to it.
Yeah, and I saw that you're a poet, and I love poetry, so this is
Yeah.
a cool thing to be sitting in front of a fellow poet. But for you, when did this musical influence start? Because you were a poet, and then how?
Well, I
were
think
you
I was
wanna be a
definitely
singer?
musically inclined first. I started
Yeah.
piano lessons when I was 6. Played piano all through high school, classically trained, and then I went into. Well, I also was starting to do dance like a lot of high schoolers do.
Yeah.
And I bridged the genre in the dance world, and I went in to get my undergraduate degree in modern dance. I continued to be in musicals and things like that, and writing my own music started when I was 15 or so. First song I ever wrote was on the guitar. I've never played it for you.
Uh-oh. We're playing a guitar
We're
song
not.
next?
We are, but I'm not going to play that song. Anyway, the name of that song, for the record, is called "Forest Through the Trees."
Forced?
Forest.
Oh,
Forest through the trees, and one of the songs on the record is "Trees Standing Still." I just made that connection. Who knows if there
all
was
these
something back
trees in
there?
your psyche. Psychic trees.
I love trees. Yes.
Oh, you know what? No.
Go
Never
ahead.
mind. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can't remember where I went down that road.
Sorry.
No,
Am I
it's
with
fine.
you? Okay.
Yeah, you're
We
all good.
were at Psychic Trees.
Well, we'd love to hear you play another song.
Okay,
One
cool.
about trees or not.
This one is not about trees. This one is called "On My Own." It's my most recent fully written song, and it's very straightforward. I wrote this song super fast. Been taking guitar lessons with Bob Wagner, and I had started to write this song on the piano, and one of the homeworks that he gave me was just play around with some chords on the guitar and see what you come up with. So I took the chords that I thought were I thought what I was playing on the piano was the same thing on the guitar, and it turns
Right.
out it wasn't. But I liked it better on the guitar, whatever I was
Yeah.
doing, and it was just sort of like I wasn't thinking about it, and so the words just came.
Sweet.
And I really like this song. It's very different than what I have been writing. You'll see.
Oh, just you wait. We all in tune here? Sure.
One, 2, 3, 4. wasn't right. It wasn't right for you to pull me along. Just like a child, I believed in your little love song. I called your bluff. You're not that tough, and I'm not hanging around. So I'm telling you, I'm gonna walk this road on my own. It's insane. It's insane that I would wait that long. Funny how we get endeared by a little love song. It's no excuse to make me your muse as you flitter around. So I'm telling you, I'm gonna walk this road on my own. I'm telling you, I'm gonna walk this road on my own. It's been a long time, I've been waiting, anticipating for you to come home. It's been a long time, I'm waiting for the wrong sign, and this does not align. I'm going for a walk on my own. It's been a long time, I've been waiting, anticipating for you to come home. It's been a long time, I'm waiting for the wrong sign, and this does not align. I'm going for a walk on my own, going for a walk on my own, going for a walk on my own.
That was On My Own.
Thank you.
So you're saying that this is a new music, new song. And are you interested in writing another album? I mean, this.
Oh,
you've come out with
absolutely.
it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with singles for a while.
Right. Yeah.
Probably do another
Yeah.
video.
What do you guys want? Do you want videos? Do you want singles? Do you want albums? Does
We want
anyone listen to
everything.
like a contiguous record any
Yeah.
longer? Does that happen?
EPs.
Jess and I do.
You like your
so,
EPs? Yeah.
Does anyone else?
Well, one thing I learned through this process is Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify's great.
And Spotify, you can try to get on their curated lists, but you can only do one song at a time. And if you write an EP or a album, you get to submit one song. If they really like it, they may look through your whole album, but it's considered your one submission. This is my understanding. So moving forward, I feel like one song at a time makes the most sense. You know, I'd like to submit everything that I do. So that's what I'm thinking. We haven't recorded this one. It might be the next one that I submit.
Sweet.
And then I
Right.
have another one in the
Record
works
it.
that's completely different too. So, yeah.
I was going to ask you, are you interested in playing with genres? I know you, like we touched on earlier with the jazz and then into your kind of more pop soul style. So are you interested in like kind of playing through all of them, or is there one that really just like pops out to you?
Oh, that's a good question.
Is the next record going to be a country record?
I don't know. I really like that last song, but then the new song that I'm writing is almost electronic pop. So, yeah, God, I don't know.
just
It's
wanna
just this
mix.
exploration
Like, no,
constantly
yeah.
of whatever is going on inside me. You know, we're complex
No, yeah.
people. I am anyway. And so, and my music is a reflection of what I'm, you know, taking in, what the experience of my reality is, I guess. I'm trying to reflect.
So, for you, you've been through multiple genres. You're playing with a lot of things. What has been your favorite part about your music and your time kind of evolving?
Favorite part of this evolution? I would say moving forward.
Yeah.
You know, like everything is always evolving. It's amazing to just credit oneself for the journey, I think, because it's not easy. And especially as an artist, musician, whatever it is that you do to creatively express yourself, I think persevering and sticking to what it is that, you know, has brought you to being that in your life is the biggest gift we can give ourselves and everybody around us. I'm sure glad that a lot of musicians and artists that I follow have stuck to it and kept up with it because they've graced my life in the process.
Yeah. And for you, did you have more fun in studio or do you have more fun playing live? I mean, you have a
yeah.
presence.
Thea,
and
where do you have more fun?
I love
Do you even
both
like doing
places. I do. I love performing. Absolutely love it. And being in the studio is a different kind of love. I mean, it's for me almost an intellectual process. There's a creative process that's, at least this is the first record I've done. I think future records might evolve in the studio. It's a thought that I've had. So, but for now, I can say that I love the components that come together in the studio, the breaking down of a song, getting rid of things, adding things. You can't do that on stage live. Yeah. So it's a different fun experience.
Well, for our listeners, we'd love it if you'd plug any shows coming up for any of you guys or any platforms that our listeners can go find your music and really get in with the Thea Wren.
Thank you. So we're on everything that you could, as Thea Wren on Spotify, Thea Wren on YouTube.
That is with a W, W-R-E-N.
Thank you. Like the songbird, T-H-E-A.
Like the bird?
And next show is in Stowe at the Lodge at Spruce Peak. That's on the 21st of March if you're up skiing. So that's at 6 o'clock.
If you happen to be. But if you don't happen to
I
be,
was
you
just
can
gonna
come
say-
on up and see the show anyway.
Yeah, you can either way. And then after that at Foam Brewers on the 28th of March, 8 o'clock.
Cool.
And after that, we don't have anything until May, end of May at Skinny Pancakes. So I'm just beginning to build the tour. So if anybody's listening to this and they want to bring us on board, we're happy to talk to you about that. But I'm hoping to actually bring the music out of Burlington too.
Yeah.
So
Great. Well,
East Coast.
yeah, we'd love it if you guys would play us out with a final song.
Thank you. We're going to play Anyway. This was, I would say, the jazziest song on the album. It's somewhat de-jazzified, but you'll still hear it in there. Ray Vega played trumpet on this tune. And, we had a lot of fun producing it. By the way, guys, can we do the round together at the end?
Yes.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. He said my name, he said it twice. He didn't say anything else nice. Anyway, 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 anyway. What do you say on the day when the sunlight goes away? Oh, your blue skies, they turn to gray. Here's what you say. You walk away, uphold your dignity, and sometimes you might even pray. He said my name, he said it twice. He didn't say anything else nice. Anyway, 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 anyway. So you roll back your pride, you open your eyes wide, you look real hard at that little girl inside. She struggled to find her faith. You know she likes to play, and sometimes she gets in her own way. He said my name, he said it twice. He didn't say anything else nice. Anyway, 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 anyway. He said my name, he said it twice. Didn't say anything else nice. Anyway, anyway, anyway. Said my name, you said it twice. He didn't say anything else nice. Said my name, he said it twice. He didn't say anything else nice. Said my name, he said it twice. He didn't say it, he didn't say anything else nice. Anything else nice. Said my name, he said it twice. He didn't say my name twice. Anything else nice. He said it twice. My name, he said my name, he said my name.
That was Anyway by Thea Wren from the album In Between, also found on Spotify and all social media platforms. Thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it was a blast. When we get back, we will have Genevieve Rossi interviewing Jessica Amelia. And this is Rocket Shop on 105.9 FM The Radiator, WOMMLP Burlington. Stay tuned.